All right, we're here for a little discussion about Tiger basketball with ETBU men's basketball head coach Mr. Bert West. Coach, as we get into the holiday break here, you guys riding a little bit of a two-game win streak here to finish strong there in the first semester, get to 4-5 overall on the year, and finished it off with a couple of big wins at home this past week over Centenary on Saturday, and then of course on Monday night against Crowley's Ridge. Just kind of fill us in through the first 9 games or so here, just exactly where you feel your team is, and are you in the right spot, you think, to be able to spring forward here and have a good second half?
Well, I wish I knew, David. It's this our conference is really tough. It's just gotten tougher every year, it seems. But I'm very happy with the team right now, and I guess we're probably about where we need to be, or I'd certainly like to be at a higher level. But I've said numerous times, I really love our team, and we've got some good freshmen that are coming on and adding to the team, and so I think we got dominated on the road at McMurray and Hardin-Simmons, and that was a grave concern, and at the same time Centenary was competing very well, and I had thought earlier that we were ahead of Centenary. And then that made me think they had out-improved us, and that maybe we weren't ahead of them. And then we played them next, and we win by 30. So go figure. I know we were working hard with a good mental attitude on our shortcomings, and maybe their mental attitude was that they had caught us, passed us, and they would just come and win. I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I know mental attitude is very important, and our team has a good one. So we're working hard on our weaknesses. We're in good position. If we can get a little winning streak going right here, we could be either second or possibly even tied for first in the East when we start East Division play, and that would be huge, I think, because we need some cushion. There's no doubt about it. But our youngsters are going to get better, and they're playing well right now. And we've just got to go back, and we've been so busy. I really can't tell you the exact reason why we got blown out, and on the Abilene road trip, and that's what I've got to know. And we were just kept busy trying to prepare for the next game, but now we've got a little bit of time. I know probably part of it was us not blocking out well enough, but and maybe part of it, I'm hoping part of it was just that those two teams played so well against us, and maybe at that point in time we just weren't good enough to disrupt them yet and change some things. And you can't just get beat just because somebody's better than you. You've got to do something to change things. So our team's growing and learning. I'm really enjoying them, and I look forward, if we can just stay on this steady learning curve that we're on right now, things could get exciting in late January.
Well, it's always exciting, particularly in the last couple of games as an example. I mean, you guys have just shot the lights out of the ball. 14 three-pointers made in both games, so you've made 28 threes in the last 2 games. That covers up a lot of
Sure.
of things that you may not be where you want to be, but it definitely puts points on the board, and it is exciting to watch a 90-point outing against Centenary, and then your second 112-point outing of the year Monday night. So you got to be pleased, for the most part, with your shooting and your ability to put the ball in the basket right now.
Well, we talked early in the season, and I felt like these kids could really shoot the basketball, and so that certainly always helps and does cover up some errors. But I saw us defending different ways and blocking out different ways, and I could tell that we're improving in all areas. But it's good. It's still stressful for me, even in a blowout, but it's a different kind of stress because I'm trying to make the most of every minute the kids are playing, and keep improving and get better for that next game that's coming, where it will not be easy. But they, Irby Thompson was 0 for 8 from three-point line starting off the season and after several games, and I think he's made 11 of his last 15. So, we knew he could shoot the ball. We knew he would shoot the ball, and he's finally relaxed. But he's been playing well all year. Mm-hmm. But it's good to see him do something that I knew was one of his strengths, and now he's doing it well. So, and that's the same, they're finding a niche. I've asked them to find a niche where you can help the team, and you can see we've had 2 or 3 or 4 in the last 2 weeks. They're finding that niche where they can help us be a better team.
You get the Christmas holiday here. The guys get a few days off, come back, and then play a home game here next week on next Friday on the 30th against Hendrix College, which will be the next of a little bit of a homestand here. Yeah. Thanks to some scheduling things here now, where you got five games in a row now starting on Friday on top of the 2 games, so it's basically a 7-game homestand. How important is that, particularly for a young team, but also during this holiday break when everything's kind of crazy, that you don't have to rush back and get into that bus and travel mode?
I think that will be an asset to them. And you can try, but people have to learn how to travel. And you know that very well. You've traveled with us for many years, and you know the difficulties of scheduling and traveling and eating and sleeping and everything is just a little bit more difficult. And these guys tried, but you can look. Obviously, we've not learned to travel well yet. I guess we've had 2 major road trips, and we're 1-3, and of course they were all strong teams, so I'm sure that plays into it. But these people, these next 3 ball games are just really important right now for the development of this team, and then certainly after that, then they're all important.
Well, the next one, of course, again, we'll mention it again, Hendrix College here next Friday night, a little pre-New Year basketball for local fans, and then the Tigers will be off over the January New Year's Day weekend, and then get right back into conference play that following week with home games against Howard Payne and Sul Ross. Coach, you enter the break here. You're 2-4 in conference, and of course you had those 2 tough losses out in Abilene. So you got a 3-game actually losing streak in conference. But if you take care of business at home, you can finish at 500 against the West. How especially in a league like this, would you be happy with 4-4 at this point? Against the other side.
Before the season started, I would have, and I would say now the way things are played out, I think if this team with their youth and inexperience, if we could go 4-4 against a very strong West Division, I say I'd be silly not to be pleased. That's good, and now we're to a point where now we can expect more. But at this point in time, I would say if we can go, we want to win the non-conference game. If we can win those next 2 home games against Howard Payne and Sul Ross, and those are big ifs, but if we can, be terribly pleased. And when you look at the other East Division teams' records, and you say, wow, the Tigers did well.